What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey, and today we're going to talk about this NBA Western Conference Finals Game 2 matchup between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, so right now this line is Mavs +5. All right, the over-under set at 207.5. And when you're talking about these two teams, man, you got to start with the game we just got done watching. All right, so the Mavs won game 1, 108-105. All right. First quarter, Minnesota actually came out and did what they were supposed to do. Okay. They had the lead 33-27. All right. But in the second quarter, Dallas took over. Dallas scored 32 points to Minnesota's 29 points, guys. All right. And that's when they started creeping back in the game. Because in the third quarter, instead of Minnesota doing what they normally do, which is dominate the third quarter, Dallas came out and, took the lead. All right. Dallas came out and scored 23 points, whereas the Timberwolves only scored 21. And then in the fourth quarter, Dallas once again outscored Minnesota 26-22. And the final score being 108-105. Dallas covering the 4.5 or 3.5, whatever you had them with, and the game did go over. Remember, the line was set at 207.5. I think it's still, the same thing is set at today, except the Mavs have more points this time. All right, so I don't know. Let the line speak to you guys. All right, so anyway, to get back into this, all right, for the injury report, nothing has changed. Got the same guys going to march out there and do the same thing. All right, but when you're talking about how these two teams have played, all right, in the last 10 head-to-head, right now, Timberwolves run this 6-4, but against the spread it's 5-5, and it's been 2 to the over and 8 to the under in the last 10 games. Okay, and the only 2 overs that you now have versus the last time where you only had 2 overs, the last one being February 13th, 2023, and then the one we just had on May 22nd with the 108-105 over under was set at 207, guys, with Dallas getting 5. All right, so you see the trend. Okay, they do trend to the under, even though they did just have an over. These two teams do trend to the under, guys, and I don't know. I might still have to stick with that, but then let's keep looking, right? So in the last 10 games that Dallas has actually played, they're 7-3 straight up, 6-4 against the spread, and 6 to the over, 4 to the under in the last 10 games they have played. That's all playoff games, guys. All right, and then when you look at Minnesota is 6-4 straight up, 6-4 against the spread, and 6 to the over, 4 to the under in their last 10 as well. All right, and the games that go over are games that they lose. If the game goes over, they lose. If it goes under, they win. There is this disturbing trend there, guys. Like, honestly, every single time that the Timberwolves win, the game goes under whatever that total points is. So if you like the Timberwolves, okay, minus when they played Phoenix back on April 28th, all right? That's the last time that when they were playing Phoenix, period. Okay, the last time the games were going over for them while they were still winning games, guys. All right? But, all right, let's move on to the next thing. So, situationally, okay, in the playoffs, Dallas is 9-4 straight up, whereas Minnesota is 8-4 straight up. All right, in this current situation, as a home favorite, Minnesota's 30-13, whereas Dallas, as an away underdog, is 9-14. That's on the whole season, but with equal rest. All right, with equal rest, Dallas is 42-20, whereas Minnesota is only 34-20. Now, when you look against the spread, though, in the playoffs, Dallas is 8-5, whereas Minnesota is 8-4. Okay, and as a home favorite on the season, including playoffs, Minnesota is 17-24-2. So they still don't cover in this position, guys, just like they didn't cover the other night. All right, and then when you're talking about Dallas as an away underdog, they're 12-11. They're officially over 500, and with equal rest, Dallas is 39-23-0, whereas Minnesota is 27-27. All right, take it at how you will. All right, we look over unders. Okay, in the playoffs, Dallas is 6 to the over, 7 to the under, whereas Minnesota is 7 to the over and 5 to the under. All right, and as home favorite, Minnesota is 20, 22, and 1. So that's 20 to the over, 22 to the under with one push. And Dallas is, as a way underdog, 10 to the over, 12 to the under with one push. And then when you look with equal rest, okay, Dallas is 27 to the over and 35 to the under, whereas Minnesota is 31 to the over and 23 to the under, guys. All right, so it's kind of a mixed bag when you're looking at that over-under, minus the fact that they've just been playing unders like the 8 of the last 10 times they played, you know. All right, so we're looking at the stat splits on these two teams, okay. You're looking at a team in Dallas, okay, that in the last 3 games, they've been averaging 109.7 points per game while giving up 104.3 points per game. And Minnesota's averaging 106 points per game while giving up 89.3 points per game. Now, of course, we take those kinds of things with a grain of salt, but at the end of the day, I mean, Minnesota did play the reigning champions, guys, okay, and put up these numbers. All right, now, we all know that Minnesota in these playoffs right now, as a home team, okay, they've only won like 5 or 6 games as a home team, guys, throughout the whole playoffs. All right, they don't they win better on the road. They're more likely to win on the road than they are at home. Just keeping it 100, guys. All right. Whereas Dallas is a road team. They're like 5-2, I think, because I'm missing a couple games right here. I can hold on. Let me look over here real quick at this last thing, and I'll be able to tell you right now. Dual game log. Look over here, the dual game log. All right, so on the road, Dallas, of course, they won 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2. 5-2 in the playoffs, yeah, like I said. Whereas Minnesota, as a home team, is wow. They're 4-3, guys. All right, so they've really been struggling at home. Just keep it at 100. All right, so definitely always take those types of things with a grain of salt while still understanding what just happened in this last game. So P.J. Washington didn't do anything like we knew he wouldn't. He scored 13 points. Kyrie came out and put up 30. He had 12 in the first quarter. All right, Luka put up 33. All right, on 12 of 26 shooting. And as far as off the bench, the best thing they had was Derek Lively, because he was out there pretending he was Shaq, catching alley-oops, or Dwight Howard, all that type of stuff, right? But for Minnesota, now, it was kind of perplexing because Anthony Edwards didn't do nothing but score 19 points. He shot 5 of 12 from 3 and 6 of 16 from the field, all right? He did, however, have 11 rebounds, and Jay McDaniels, he scored 24 points, guys, shooting 9 of 15. Is he going to do that again? And then Karl-Anthony Towns, he didn't even show up. Karl-Anthony Towns comes out, 34 minutes, shoots 6 for 20, 2 of 9 from 3, all right? Only gets to the free throw line twice all game and puts up 16 points. And still only give you 7 rebounds, man. Like, that's the type of effort that you can't have if you think that you're going to win this series or even a game for a couple games when you're talking about Minnesota. Minnesota has to come out and they have to take advantage of the size advantage that they have. All right, if they don't take advantage of that size advantage and the skill advantage that they have, because, yeah, okay, Dallas does have Luka, and, yeah, Dallas does have Kyrie. All right, but when you're talking about Karl-Anthony Towns as a big man going up against a P.J. Washington, come on now, man. You got to put him down in the bucket, man. you got to put him down in the bucket. I don't care what you think. You got to put him down in the bucket. That ain't supposed to be even happening like that, man. They got to switch something up, but that comes back on coaching. All right, we are going against a veteran coach in Jason Kidd. Like Chris Finch, this is his first go round doing something like this. Jason Kidd, he's done these types of things when he played and as a coach. All right, so at the end of the day, when the points leaders was Luka Doncic and Jayton McDaniels, and Dallas came out and shot 49.4% from the field, whereas Minnesota only shot 42.7% from the field. Dallas did shoot a putrid 24% from three, whereas Minnesota shot okay, 36.7% from three. All right, but somehow, some way, Minnesota won the turnover battle. Minnesota only had 10 turnovers all game. Dallas had 13. I guess that was that fourth quarter lockdown census that they put in when all of a sudden there was no scoring at all that was happening in that last 5 minutes of the game. Just saying. All right. And then when you're looking at the rebound battle, Dallas did win the rebound battle 48-40. And see, that's where the problem begins. You can't lose the rebound battle and think you're going to win the game. It's just, especially by 8 rebounds. It's just not going to happen, guys. All right. So, where am I at? What am I looking at in this game? What's my leans? Well, right now, Timberwolves over under set at 105.5. Mavericks over under set at 101.5. And the line's at the 5. So, Dallas is still getting 5. Right now, I'm going to be honest with you. I would still take Dallas with some points. So, I'll probably take them with 5 or 7. Might buy a couple points. And I still like the under. I don't care. I still like the under. You got to show me, man. That defense that locked in at the very end of the game is really the direction that it's probably going to be. It's going to be more defense than offense. They're figuring each other out. All right. Just looking at the quarter splits. Like first quarter, it was 33-27. Second quarter, it was 29-32. Then look at the drastic drop. Third quarter, 23-21. And fourth quarter, 26-22. Like I said, the defense is going to end up catching up, and I believe now is the time where the defense catches up. So I love the under in this game. And look, if I'm going to go money line, I'm going Timberwolves. Let's be clear about that. Okay, I feel like the Timberwolves should win this game. All right, will they cover 5 points or 7.5 points? I don't know. They don't cover in this situation. They win games in this situation, but they do not cover in this situation, guys. So just keep that in the back of your head as you go ahead and place your wagers. Please always bet responsibly, guys. And know that I'm just here to give you the information. All right, I'm telling you what I feel, where I'm finna go, and then hopefully you'll be able to take this information and go ahead and get you some cash. I'm trying to see you at the window. But I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Peace.